A friend of mine said to me tonight, they said that, like, this is my party. And I said, yeah, this just feels like my party. And I just look around and see so many awesome friends and family and community members who have so supported us over this year and feel so very blessed. Thank you so much for coming and supporting us over and over and over again. Thank you. A year ago, someone asked me to share my story with community living, and I didn't feel I was able to do that because it is so personal. But I would just like to say that 23 years ago, we moved to Kincardine with a son with special needs. And I don't know how I would have coped without the support from community living in times that were difficult, no matter what the situations were, whether it was in the beginning as an infant, through school years, transitioning as an adult. It has changed our lives and helped my husband and I to be able to cope in a way that parents who don't go our journey can never truly understand. And the support that you've given us to make all of these things possible are overwhelming. Thank you. And so it is truly, truly my pleasure to introduce someone to you tonight. And I was given a lovely bio that I'm sure that we've heard before, and he's heard a million times before. But instead of doing that, surprise, surprise, I decided I'd just do my own thing anyway. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you someone who needs no introduction. As an educator, I work diligently with my team to develop the whole child, developing their virtues, things like responsibility, empathy, kindness. We discuss social justice issues and look for role models for our youth. This man is one of the finest examples of that any of us could possibly think of. You all know him. Please join me in welcoming Duncan Hawthorne.
Evening, everyone. I was told I was a late starter on this thing. Someone asked me, "Are you coming this evening?" You can come and sit with Andy. Well, I didn't get to sit with Andy. And then there was a call into the office. Maybe you could say a few words at the end. And then when I looked at the programme, I'm on first. I feel as if I've been done over here by Andy. But anyway, I'm here again. So I'm not going to speak for a long time because I've been sharing the table with Chris, and he's got a speech that looks like War and Peace. So if anyone's needing to top up their drink, go for it as soon as I sit down. That would be my advice. So let me start by saying, it's amazing to me just how much has been done in a year. When I stood here last year, there was a lot less colour on this chart, and when I spoke to Andy, it was obvious that he was going to take a lot of effort to raise the money required here. And what I see on this chart now is truly a great reflection of a great community. One of the advantages I have is that when I speak in lots of places and I'm asked to speak quickly, I can always regurgitate a speech that I've given fairly recently. So I'm going to tell you a story that I told to Huron Heights Primary School just last week. If anyone got the paper, you'll see a picture of me in it with 3 of the kids. And I was invited by this young girl who was maybe 10, because they'd launched a code of conduct in the school and they wanted someone to come and talk to them about leadership. And this young girl sent me a lovely letter saying would I come and speak to her group. When I got there, this girl could have been the principal, the way she bossed me around. It was incredible. It really was. She had me under control from the moment I walked in the door. And she bossed all the teachers around. All the kids came into a room like this. She made sure they didn't cross a line. And it was just an incredible experience for me. I'm not used to getting bossed around. Except at home, of course. The thing about it, which I found really reflected very well in the comments I was about to make in the group, was that the leadership actually exists at all levels. In that particular moment, it wasn't the principal that was into that group, it was this young girl of 10, because she had a passion, she cared about something. And because of that, she wanted to make sure it went off flawlessly. And it was, just the passion with which she did that was, for me, a great example of leadership. And I spent time talking to the kids about, my own career. I'm very fortunate to have a position of leadership. I didn't plan it. You don't always plan to be put in these situations. But one of the things I have learned is that leadership really is something that all of us are capable of showing in the right circumstances. And this event and community living as a whole, I think, recognises that all of us can be leaders at the right time if we're motivated and if we have the passion for something. And that's how you actually get to these very aggressive and challenging targets, because people step up and help. Another thing I told the youngsters was that in order to be a leader, you actually have to share a bit of yourself with the people that you expect to follow you. They need to know where your values are. They need to feel they can trust you. In my job, I'm asked the same question maybe 100 times, and it's not because people haven't heard the answer. It's because they want to hear the same answer 100 times. It's important to be consistent when you lead people. And the best way you can do that is having a set of values that you never shrink from. I refer to it as a moral compass that kind of guides you through life. And if you get off the straight and narrow, you know you're there, and you get yourself back level again. And these kind of events are a chance for us all to remember that nobody can actually do anything in life without the help and support of others, and it's particularly true of a leader. I remember my father telling me the first time I ever got a job as a supervisor, he told me from that day, your career will be judged by the performance of others. It's a truism. As soon as you get a supervisory position, everything that marks your life from then on is a function of whether other people want to perform for you, want to help you, want to assist you. And that's why I get great credit for the people of community living. They've found a way to unite us all and have us work together for this common goal. As I said, I hadn't any prepared remarks for this evening, but one of the things I did do was I looked up the meaning of community. And the interesting thing for me is lots of dictionaries, lots of definitions for community, but the one that struck me was a community is defined by as a country or region united and described collectively because of a shared set of social values and responsibilities. That's what we are. It's our shared values, it's our shared social values that have us all participate and support this event. But the other thing which is also quite important is the definition of living. Living is about the pursuit of a purposeful endeavour to enjoy life. And what we're all doing, in some small way and some in a very large way, is allowing people to fulfil their potential. This term of inspiring possibilities is a great term because that's really what it's all about. Each and every one of us has the opportunity to do that by contributing to these events and all of these community events. And I can tell you that earlier this week, we had the great privilege to host a commemoration of November 11th, and we had people on the site from Wounded Warriors. We had a number of very senior military people here, and their contribution to Canada's history is obvious by the medal ribbons they have on their uniforms. But as I said before, those are heroes that deserve recognition in a very public forum. But there's a lot of heroes that never get that recognition, but it doesn't make them any less of a hero because of the things they do to help the community and support this community. And I can tell you that in the years I've spent here, I've come across lots of those heroes. I've seen them. Some have been recognised, some will never be formally recognised, but it makes their contribution no less. And I'm very pleased to support this event personally. I'm very pleased to have Bruce Power support it, because I think we also try and emulate the values that we see in the community around us. And it's been a great pleasure for me to drive past that building and see it come to life. And that video that Andy sent me, which showed people enjoying the facilities, was quite a moving video. And for me, that's what we're all here to do, to try and help the community grow stronger, to take the time to help those that need a bit of extra help, and then to find the time like this evening to celebrate that achievement. So thank you all for giving me a chance to speak, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.